Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. If you want to see our city, drive slow. If you want to see our jail, drive fast. This was a sign outside of a city. Life is the same way. Living is the same way. When you live in an intentional way, then you appreciate what you have. When you live in an automatic way, then you plan for what you want. We continue our training in preparation for next week. Everyone appreciate what you have. To inhibit planning for what you want. Purnamevavashishyate. Finally, what is most important is infinity, is completeness. Please share with me in the chat what the Sanskrit word for heart is. What is the Sanskrit word for heart? Hridaya. Good. This is made up of two parts. Hrit means I. This fundamental sense of I. Ayam means this. Where I am then becomes this. There's a lot of power in this language. If I can change the terms to Hrit is the locus and Ayam is the references. Now analyze. What's more important, the locus or the reference? The reference only has a reality because of that locus. And that's what Sri Krishna is training us in. Look at the reference, but feel the locus. In our daily affairs, that which is more important, we are to invest in more. Yes. What's more important, your physical health or mental health? Your mental health. But who actually invests more in their mental health as compared to going to the gym and buying healthy foods and so on? I'd shared with all of you that many of the references that Sri Krishna uses relates to the Kshira Sagara Mantana, or in English, the churning of the Milky Ocean. Here's some details relating to this, because more references are coming. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a period of time where the suras, that is the semi-gods, they become very arrogant. That is the difference between God and a semi-god. A semi-god thinks they're God. So they become arrogant. And in this arrogance, they lose all of their peace and prosperity. Sounds like a presidential nominee, no? That America's peace and prosperity is gone. We have to bring it back. And so, what the suras did is they went to Bhagavan Narayana and asked him for guidance. This guidance was to churn the Milky Ocean. And so they obediently did this. On one side, they had the suras, the semi-gods, and they couldn't do this alone, so they had to cooperate with the asuras, which are the demons. That's not a good definition, but I'll use it for now. And so they start churning this Milky Ocean, and when churning happens, stuff comes out, correct? That which is deep into that body of water or entity. And the first of 10, there are 10 articles that come out of this ocean. This is all documented in Srimad Bhagavatam. The first is Kalakuta, which is this mass of blackness, which really is poison. This poison is given a name, halahala, which is the most poisonous substance in creation. This comes out first. What is the 10th article that comes out? It is Dhanvantari, who is the original physician, the original caregiver. And what does he come with? Amrita. Amrita means that which makes one immortal. How many of you know what I'm talking about right now? By show of hands. Okay. Now that's all the kata. That's more of the education. But what is the application of this education? The suras, or the semi-gods, they in this story are icons for selflessness. And the asuras, or demons, are icons of selfishness. Isn't that happening in our personality all the time? This fight, this tug of war, whether to be selfless and not retaliate, or be selfish and hold a grudge. This is all happening in the Kshira Sagara, which means the Milky Ocean. The teaching behind this is you can't see through a milky substance. It's translucent. I think that's the word, or opaque. It's sort of see, sort of not see. We're like that too. Intellectually, we know we're the spirit, but we can't feel it, correct? And the churning is then to reflect, to inquire into who are you. And when we do this, the first feeling we're going to feel is this kala kuta, which is the ego. The first feeling when we start to reflect on who we are is that we're so egotistical, always living for deservership. And one way that I've been really hammering how we've been living by ego and deservership is those who are living for comfort. Those who are comfortable don't reflect. They don't want to see what's inside of them. They escape. But for those who are courageous and they do complete this reflection, then Amrita means Amrita, which means deathlessness or fearlessness. Because once you start pulling out that ego, what is finally there? The spirit. These are awesome educational teachings. Srimad Bhagavatam is an educational text. One more thought before I get into these references. When the Kalakuta came, this most poisonous substance, those who are selfless and selfish, the suras and asuras, they couldn't handle this. But they had the presence of mind to ask for help. And so who did they ask for help from? Bhagwan Shiva. Bhagwan Shiva's body is completely white, contrary to what we know Bhagwan Shiva. And when he took in this poison, he kept it here. So he came to be known as Nilakanta. His white skin became blue because of the poison. And this is so lovely. One idea revolving around this is he never swallowed the poison. Swallowing this poison is where one becomes bitter. And he never spit it out. He never talked about, look, I'm holding this poison for you. That's being boastful. He neither became bitter nor boastful. He just held it. This asking for help in Sanskrit is called japa. In our contentment challenge, we called it conversate. For Vivek personally, the hardest experience of my life has been being a young parent. And so I conversate perpetually, asking for help to be more patient, asking for help to not get lost in my purpose. And Srimad Bhagavatam shows that this works. In verse 27, Shri Krishna shares, Vidhi, you should know, Mam, I am, Amratodbhavam, that which has come from the churning of the milky ocean. What has come? Ashvanam Uchaishavasam. Amongst horses, I am Uchaishavas. This was the third item that came out of the churning of the milky ocean. Number 3. And this went to the asuras. Gajendranam, out of the elephants, Shri Krishna's Airavatam. He is Airavata. These are an incredible horse and elephant. This is the 4th article that came from the churning of the milky ocean. This went to the suras. And finally, Naranam, amongst humans, Naradipam, I am the one who is most responsible. I've been emphasizing a lot about the importance of role modeling. In our parenting culture, seeking culture, we just explored Acharya Upasana. To sit near an Acharya. If you're reconsidering who your role models are, I'm encouraging you to have a role model who is most responsible, who feels a responsibility for the most, community, society. Because Shri Krishna is openly sharing, that person, Rajati, shines. Verse 28. Ayudhanamaham vajram, dhenunam asmi kamadhuk, prajanaschasmi kandarpaha, sarpanam asmi vasukihi. Ayudhanam, amongst weapons, aham, I am the Vajra. The Vajra in English is It says thunderbolt, but really it's lightning bolt. You can't see thunder, you can see lightning. I believe in Greek mythology it's Hercules who has the lightning bolt. Is this true? So Hercules is really a copy of Indra, but don't tell anyone, okay? Then, Dhenunam amongst cows. How cool is it that Sri Krishna is focusing on horses and elephants and cows? Asmi Kamadhuk. I am Kamadhuk, which is the wish-fulfilling cow. I've so much to share about all of this. You know what I thought I was going to do? 2 verses a day of these verses. Here I need 2 days per verse. Prajanas chasmi kandarpaha, amongst creators, progenitors, I am Kandarpa, also known as Kamadeva. And finally, Sarpanam, amongst serpents, I am Vasuki. Very quickly, I'll introduce what is great about all of this. The lightning bolt is made up of the bones of Rishi Dadichi. Rishi Dadichi was asked for his bones to make this lightning bolt, and you know what he said? Take them. I'm not these bones. And that's how a rishi lives, is they're dedicated to humanity. And if you're dedicated, you don't even know that you're sacrificing. Please have that standard for yourself. If you know what you're sacrificing, then you're not dedicated. Not dedicated enough. Kamadhuk is this cow that keeps on giving. This actually came from the churning of the Milky Ocean. This went to the rishis. Not to the asuras or suras, but to the rishis. For us, what is the wish-fulfilling cow? The wish-fulfilling cow is being dedicated. When you're dedicated, you get not what you want, but what you need. Quietude of mind and so on. Yesterday in this community, it was a seeker's birthday. And what she did for her birthday was donated $151 to Elevate Her Story 3. See, that's Kamaduk. She's not planning for what she wants. She's appreciating what she has. By giving, she's feeling she's getting more. Right before the Happiness series, I'm going to share with all of you a new initiative we're going to implement, which essentially is a birthday satsanga. On your birthday, if you'd like to celebrate in a non-indulgent, non-materialistic, non-harmful for the environment way, we can have satsang together. So I'll keep you posted on that. Kandarpa has Kamadeva. You do know that the Kama Sutra, there's movies about this, there's memes about it, is a sacred text. And finally, Vasuki. Vasuki is the snake that's around Bhagavan Shiva's neck. His older brother is Shesha, who Bhagavan Vishnu sleeps on. Too much to share. I will share more tomorrow. From inspiration to application, your application yesterday was to research on COP27. How many of you did this by show of hands? You should. It's a conference about your future. My research on COP27 is that every country feels like they're an outsider in this earth. Like, why do I have to help the earth? You're a country because of the earth, not the other way around. The earth doesn't care for countries. Countries should care for earth. Whenever we feel we're an outsider, we deflect responsibilities. That's not going to work. It hasn't, and it will continue not to work. Your application for this morning is to reflect on right space, right time, right mind. Right space, time, and mind This is in reference to the Kama Sutra. I'll share more tomorrow. Now, many more people are going to come tomorrow, correct? Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be joy.